So in this video, we're going to make some chess pieces. So the first thing I need you to do is go to Google Classroom and go to the assignment number 4, the checkerboard, and we're going to combine those two, that and this. And in that assignment, there is a picture of some chess pieces. So download that into a folder so that you can open it. Sorry about that. So once you have that picture, we're going to go ahead and get started in Blender. So we'll start by deleting all the objects in the scene. We're going to look at our scene from the front by hitting number pad 1. Then we're going to the add menu. We're going to go to image and reference. So mine, I believe, is on my desktop. There it is. And this will be the image that we'll use to get the basic shape of our chess pieces. Next, we're going to add a circle. So add mesh. And once you add this, don't click anywhere. We need to open a menu. And if you click somewhere else, that menu will disappear. So click circle, come here to the bottom left, open this menu, and change the number of vertices to 8. Now you can't really see that until you orbit, and then you can see that our circle, which in this case is an octagon, is right there. So I'm going to hit number pad 1 again to look at it from the front. I'm going to roll my mouse wheel up to zoom in, hold shift and the middle mouse wheel and drag, and that will let me move my view so I can focus on the pawn. Our circle should still be selected. You can check that here in the outliner. And I'm going to press G to grab, move that down so that the bottom, or to move this down to line up with the bottom of our pawn. Now, if you don't get it perfectly in the center, this yellow dot, that is, if that's not perfectly in the center, that will be fine. Now that we have that at the bottom, we're going to hit S to scale. And we're just going to scale that down. Let me zoom in so you can see it better, so that it's roughly the same thickness as this base. I'm going to orbit using the middle mouse wheel so I can see the top of this, and then switch to edit mode. In edit mode, all of these should be selected, but just in case they're not, you can press A to select all, then F to make a face. And once we have that face, we'll look at it from the front again by hitting number pad 1. Now we're going to basically repeat some steps to create the overall shape. So we're going to use E for extrude, pull something up, left click to place it, scale it to the size we need it, and then continue. So I am going to switch to face select here at the top and make sure the face is selected by left clicking on it. Look at it from the front again by hitting number pad 1. E to extrude, it will automatically go up, and I'm going to go about 1/3 of the way up, 1/4 of the way up. Left click, then hit S to scale, and line it up either on the left or the right. It may not be perfectly centered, so if it's not, pick one side and just line it up with one side. Now, this is still selected, so I'll hit 1 on the number pad to look at it from the front again. And if I were to do this from the side, it's just really hard to line it up. That's why I keep going back to the front using number pad 1. E to extrude, go to about this 1/3. We don't need to scale it, it's still about the right size. E to extrude to this middle line, and then S to scale. Then we'll repeat that. E to extrude, move it up, left click, S to scale, left click, E to extrude, move it up, left click. We don't need to scale because it's the size that we need. E to extrude, move it up, and scale it in. E to extrude. For this, I'm going to go up just a little bit. S to scale. Nope, I didn't quite. There we go. So we're trying to line it up with this. E to extrude, go to roughly the middle, S to scale, E to extrude. We're going to go straight up for this part. then E to extrude. We're going to scale it in to line it up with that curve. E to extrude, go up about halfway, left click, scale it in, E to extrude, and that will get us to the bottom. Now, where this is perfectly flat, I'm going to hit E, but I don't want to go up. So instead, I'm going to hit S to scale and drag that out. And it's a little hard to see, but we're going to go about here. If I orbit, you can see that a little bit better. I'm hitting number pad 1 to look at from the front. E to extrude, pull that up, scale to pull it out. E to extrude, left click. That's about where I want it. E to extrude, left click, scale it in. E to extrude, left click to place, S to scale it in. And we'll just repeat that process to finish the top of this. So E to extrude, left click, S to scale, left click, E to extrude, S, left click, then S to scale, left click, E to extrude, left click. That's about right. So E to extrude, left click, scale, E to extrude, left click, scale, left click, E to extrude, scale, left click. And for this part, we'll probably leave it like that for now. So that creates the basic shape of the pawn. In the next video, we'll build the bishop, and it's very similar as the pawn, so there won't be much difference between those two.